and welcome back to Beauty by Violett, and I am back with another 3-in-1 tutorial. It's so much fun to do the 3-in-1 tutorials, and I've actually been breaking them down and using them for training videos too, so it works good. I'm going to use the Lorac Pro palette again because I love this palette. So this time I'm going to be playing with some color, and these looks could be used on like for a special event, night out, or even a special event during the day, because what I did was start with something a little lighter and then build on it to make it more dramatic, and then build on it again to make it very dramatic. And so you could use it for a special event or special occasion, and you could also use it for like bridesmaids if you're a makeup artist, making a look really natural for someone else, and using the same palette to, you know, you can make it more dramatic if they want it more dramatic. So kind of building on the look to get what you want. So with this tutorial, I did play with some of the colors in there, and I'm going to do some more looks with this palette because I think it's a lot of fun. And so if you want to see how I did this 3-in-1 look using the Lorac Pro Palette 2, just keep watching. So I'm going to apply an eye primer. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this is the anti-aging one. Put a little bit on my mixing palette here. And I'm going to use a large concealer brush for this. And we're going to put it from the lash line all the way up to the brow. And then we're also going to be putting it right underneath the eye. I'm going to start out with my 217 brush from MAC. And this color right here, it's called Light Brown. Just kind of a light camel color. And we are going to put that in the crease, and we're going to blend it. There's windshield wiper motions, and we're also pushing it upward so that it fades nicely. Next, I'm going to use my flat stiff shader brush, and this is a 239 from MAC. And I'm going to take this color Rose, and it's a champagne pink color. And I'm going to put this in the center of the lid. And we're just packing it, pressing it right in the center. Then I'm going in with the color Nectar, and I'm going to put some on the side of my brush, and then we're just going to be packing that on the inner corner. And then I'm going to pick some up, and we're going to pack some on the outer corner. So we're just putting it just on the very outside. And you can also touch up that rose color in the center again too. Just by going over, then you can get a nice fade from one color to another. So I'm just going to pick up that stiff blending brush again, with nothing on it, just to blend out above that, just to make sure there's no harsh edges. So now we get to the fun part, the color. I'm going to use the color Plum in the palette. And how I'm going to apply it is by using the tip of my 239 brush, or my stiff shader brush. Just going to put it on the tip, and I'm going to put it on the outside of the lash line and just going up into the corner of the eye. And then I'm going to pick up my stiff blending brush and just blend that a little. So we are going to build on that color, which means that we're going to just keep applying it and blending it. And this way, you can always add more, but you want to go light because you don't just want a whole lot of color to begin with. I'm going to use something that's close to my skin tone, so I'm going to use Buff. You could also use beige here. Just kind of depends on, I guess, your undertones. I'm going to use that to put some shadow underneath the brow, on the brow bone, but I'm also diffusing those colors, just blending them a bit more on the top. So for the upper liner, I'm just going to take a kohl pencil. This is from MAC, and this is in the color Prunella, which is kind of a deepened plum. And I'm going to just kind of smudge it. You don't have to be perfect with this. Just on the outer 1/3. And just leave it like that. And I'm going to pick up my 239, my stiff shader brush again, and just rub back and forth over it. It's just gonna give you a really good blend that is not like if you used a pencil brush, it would be a little bit more like you did on purpose. But since we're not gonna really use a liner with this, we're just gonna deepen the lash line just a little bit. So next, I'm just going to curl my lashes. And I'm gonna apply some mascara. So I'm just going to clean up under the eyes just a little bit. I'm just using the Cotton Round and that toner again because I don't want to put like eye makeup remover on there because it'll just end up being greasy and then nothing will stick in that area. So I'm just going to brighten up the under eye area, and I'm going to use some concealer, and this is the MAC Moisture Cover, and this is an NW20. Putting some of that on my palette, and I'm going to add some eye cream to it, just a little bit, just so that the concealer doesn't dry out and give me that wonderful cakey effect, because everybody loves that. And I'm going to put it underneath. I'm going to try to get really close in there, right up onto the lash line. A lot of people get really pink there. And once I've got it, you know, pretty much on there, I'm going to use my beauty blender again and just press that in. So to set the under eye concealer, I'm going to use a big fluffy tapered blending brush and just take some of that powder and set that concealer under the eye. Just these brushes will help you get in really close so that you can make sure that that is set. That would be one of the things I would think would move first if anything was going to move. So next I'm going to pick up my pencil brush. I'm going to take that rose color again on my pencil brush, and I'm just going to put just a little bit in the tear duct, just kind of on the tear duct, and then we're going to put just a little bit on the outer or the inner 1/3 of the lower lash line. This is just going to add a little dimension to the look, but also open up the eyes, especially if you have smaller eyes. Using that same brush, I'm going to use the first color that we used, and going to very lightly just put a little bit on the outer part of the eye, just the outer like 1/3, and then we're going to wipe off the brush and then just kind of blend that over so that it fades and it's not like going all the way across. It's gonna kind of disappear in the middle. So next I'm going to open up the eyes a little bit more. I'm gonna use a skin tone colored kohl pencil. This is from Stila. This is my favorite and probably the most popular, but it's the eye pencil in Kajal. It's called the Stila Kajal eye pencil. And I'm gonna run that in the lower waterline. And this is just gonna open up the eye area. Then I'm just going to put some mascara on the lower lash line. There's a fly in here. Oh my god. So I'm going to just put on some bronzer, and I'm just going to use the shade Sculpt from MAC, and then a large powder brush. And I'm just going to put that just right below the cheekbones. And you can put some around the hairline. And you can also put some under the jawline. And I'm going to use a kind of a pinky toned blush and my large powder brush. And I'm just going to pick some of that up and apply it just on the cheekbones, just kind of underneath the cheekbones, kind of blending up onto them, and on the apples of the cheeks. So for a highlighter, I'm going to use this gold one here. It's from Bobbi Brown, and this is the Cheek Glow, Shimmer Cheek Glow in Gold. And I'm going to put it on the side of my powder brush and then just place it on the tops of the cheekbones. For a lip liner, I'm going to use Whirl from MAC, and this is kind of a darker, like brownish, I don't know, darker beige color. And I'm just lining and filling them in. And since there's not a whole lot going on with the eyes, we can get away with a little bit of a darker lip color. So let's see, I'm going to use this one right here. This is Viva Glam 1. So over that, I'm going to put a MAC Mineralized Tinted Lip Balm. And this one is in Rosy Romance. And I'm just gonna apply that right over the top just to add a little bit of a glossy finish to it. Oh my goodness, I can't stain the lines today. To intensify this look just a little bit more, we're going to pick up a stiff blending brush, and we are going to use this color again, Plum. And we are going to place it just right in the crease, very gently. We don't want to blend it too much just yet. So we're just placing it directly in the crease. So then we're going to clean off our brush a little bit. And we're going to go in with this color right here, Nectar. And we're going to blend right above that purple. So you're just going right above the purple, just blending that purple out just on the top. But we do have kind of a cut crease there now because we're not going to blend the bottom part. And we're going to pick up some of that color buff again, or something that's close to your skin tone. And we're going to blend out the top so we don't have any harsh lines there. Just don't want to make anything too dramatic yet. It's going to be just a little bit more dramatic. Next, we're going to pick up our pencil brush and we're going to use that color Plum again. And we're going to draw our outer V, so a line going up just to the crease and then over. And then we're going to pull that line inward. So we're just intensifying that outer corner. And then once you get that kind of blended inward, you can pick up your stiff blending brush again and just kind of diffuse that. So you're just kind of making circular motions and pulling over just to blend it a little bit so it's not so hard. So I'm going to pick up my flat shader brush and I'm just going to go over that color that we placed in the beginning, rose. I'm going to take some of that rose color and just, again, go over the center of the lid with that. I'm going to take that pencil that we used earlier, Prunella, and I'm going to draw a line. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Just smudgy it about halfway over. Just stop right at the center, and I'm going to pick up an angle liner brush and just kind of pull that, just, you know, start blending it over, kind of smudging it, just to intensify the lash line a little bit more. And this brush is not gonna diffuse it as much, so it's gonna be darker. So to just enhance the upper lash line a little bit, I'm going to take that pencil and I'm going to run it in the upper waterline. And this is just going to make our lashes look a little thicker. So on the bottom, I'm just going to take that pencil and just smudge it just on the outer part of the eye, just about an eighth, not even, just a little bit in the outer corner. I'm going to pick up a small smudger brush and I'm just going to blend that over just a little bit. Then what you can do is just pick up some of that Plum and using your smudger brush, just put some on the tip and then run it right over that. So I'm going to pick up a bronzer, and this is in bronze. It's a bronzer from MAC. I'm going to use a large powder brush and just darken the bronzer a little bit. And I'm kind of going to take it up onto the temples a little. This is Torrid from NARS, and I'm going to use my same brush, pick it up and put it underneath the cheekbones. Just kind of blending in with that bronzer, just above it. Just to intensify the blush just a little. I'm going to add some highlight, and I'm going to use a fan brush for this. That way I can pick up a little bit more color, and the placement is going to be more precise, which is going to be right on the tops of the cheekbones, staying back away from the apples. For a lip liner, I'm going to use an Aqua Lip from Makeup Forever, and this is number 15C. And this is kind of just a, not a really light pink, but it's a pink. We are going to use, let's see, it's between, let's do this one. Desert Rose from Bobbi Brown. It's this one here. It's kind of like a muted mauve-y plummy color. So the lips are toned down just a bit because there's more going on with the eyes. So it's not like real bright, but you've still got color. Okay, so we are going to intensify this eye look more. First, we're going to use our stiff dome shape blending brush. And we're going to use that color Plum again. And I'm going to pick some up on the end of the brush and place it right in the crease again. And then we're going to wipe that brush off. And we're going to just blend out that color. So this time we're not using a lighter shadow to blend it, so it's going to be quite more intense. Next, we're going to pick up a flat stiff shader brush, and we are going to use that color Plum again. And pick it up on the side of your brush. And we're going to place it right on the inner corner, just lightly pressing on the inner corner. Staying below the crease with this. Then just pick up your stiff blending brush and we're going to blend just the edge on the top up into the crease. So then we've kind of got like a cut crease look there. And we're going to pick up our big fluffy shader brush and that color Buff again. And we're going to place it underneath the brow. And we're going to blend completely around all of the colors. So going all the way in to the inner corner and all the way out to the end of the brow, just to diffuse those colors. So we're going to intensify the outer V again a little bit more for this more dramatic look. And we're going to use a stiff blending brush, and we're going to use Plum. And make sure when you pick that color up, you kind of tap off your brush a little so you don't get a bunch of fallout. And then we're just going to intensify that outer V by putting some color there, and we're just kind of blending over with that. Then we're going to pick up our pencil brush and we're going to use the color Black. And we're going to draw in that outer V again, and just pulling over just a little ways, just so we've just got the outer V darkened. Then pick up your stiff blending brush, and we're just going to blend that a little bit, just so there's not a harsh line there. So let's grab our stiff flat shader brush. And we're going to just go over again with Rose, and because we want to make sure that that is really popping on the lid. I really like the idea of like a gold rose color against the purple. I think it's really pretty. Now we're going to intensify the liner. So we're going to pick up a small angle liner brush. I'm going to use a 208 from MAC, and I'm going to use a black gel eyeliner. And we are going to put that all the way across the upper lash line. Lower lash line first, I'm going to start out with my pencil brush, and I am going to pick up that color Rose, and going to just replace some of this color here on the inner corner and the inner 1/3 of the lower lash line. Then I'm going to pick up my flat stiff shader brush and the color Plum, and I'm just going to put it on the tip of the brush and then tap some of it off because you don't want a big mess, and we're going to run this all underneath the lower lash line. So it's going to go all the way over and meet up with that rose color. Then just pick up any kohl pencil, and I'm going to take my black track fluid line, I'm going to dip my kohl pencil in it, and I'm going to line the lower waterline. Then we're just going to smudge on right in the lower lashes on the outer 1/3 of the eye. And then you can just pick up your pencil brush and just kind of smudge that. And then we're going to pick up some of the color black, and on that pencil brush, just do the same thing. We're just going to set, because this look is so dramatic, it calls for a pair of lashes. So I'm going to put on a pair of the wispies, and these are demi wispies. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, and it's the Duo adhesive, just a little bit, put it on my palette, and then I'm just going to take a pointed Q-tip, pick up some of that glue, and I'm just going to put it on the very spine of the lashes there. I always kind of want to make sure I get a little extra on the ends. If anything pops up, it's going to be that. We'll set that down because we need to wait for that to get tacky, and we'll do the other one. So I'm just going to take my tweezers. I'm going to angle it downward, and I've got the lashes in the middle, and so I'm going to stick them right in the middle first so that I know they're even, and then just hold them where you need them for a little bit. So we are going to do some sculpting and highlighting, and it's going to be a little more dramatic. So what we're going to do is take a flat cheek brush, and This is a shading powder, and this is in Shade Stir. This is from MAC. I'm gonna put it on the tip of my brush. I'm gonna draw a line. It's gonna look pretty scary at first. Get ready. I'm going to pick up, this is a large smudger. It's just got a bigger head. I'm gonna pick up some of that Shade Stir on the end of it, and I'm gonna draw a line down the side of my nose and around onto the tip. And this is gonna go up following your eye shape. This is crazy looking, isn't it? Wow. Then I'm going to take a little and I'm going to put it right in the crease of my chin. And that's it. No. Okay, so next I'm going to take the color Sculpt right here, and I'm going to take my flat cheek brush, put some on the end. I'm going to blend out the bronzer here first. Just blend out that line. It makes it easier to blend if you're blending with a powder. Okay, now for the crazy nose part, I am going to take that same powder, but I'm going to use a big tapered blending brush, a big soft one, and then put it on the brush, and we're going to blend out that line. And we're gonna blend like side to side like this, but we're also gonna pick some up and blend downward. And that'll help kind of make the shading go from darker to lighter, because you've got that darker color on the top. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Take that lighter bronzer in your big fluffy brush and blend out the chin, just windshield wiper motions. Just like that. We're gonna move on to the blush. And I'm gonna take my big powder brush, and I'm going to take the color Angelica, which is a very light pink. And I'm going to pick it up on the side of the brush, put it right on the apples of my cheeks. Then we're going to take the color Deep Throat, which is a peachy pink, and we're going to use the cheek brush again, the flat one, and we're going to pick some of that up on the tip of it, and we're going to put it to the backs of the cheekbones. And then we're going to take some and put it right under the cheekbones, right above that blush or that bronzer. So we're making the backs of the cheekbones a little bit darker than the apples. Now, with the highlight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a powder. This is a black powder actually from MAC, but I am going to use it to highlight with. I'm just going to take a shader brush and some of that powder, and I'm going to put it down the bridge of my nose. Then I'm going to take some and put it right on my chin. I'm going to take my flat cheek brush, take some on the side of it, and we're going to put it just on the tops of the cheekbones. Now this is just lightening the skin. We've got to put some actual sparkles on there next. I'm going to take the highlighter from the Sleek Form Face Palette. This is one of my favorite highlighters for this. I'm going to use this highlighter right here, and I'm going to pick up that shader brush again, put some on the side of it, run it down the bridge of my nose. And take some and put it on the chin. We're gonna blend this a little bit so don't get scared. Then taking that cheek brush, I'm gonna pick up some of that highlighter and put it right on the tops of the cheekbones. Take your big powder brush and just kind of blend that all together so we don't got anything that's like really obvious to the naked eye. And then I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more of that highlighter and just put it underneath my brow bone. Just to kind of make that pop a little bit. I am just going to take my foundation brush. I'm going to take some of my foundation that's still on my tray and I am going to erase the pigment on my lips. So that is going to take away all the pigments so that the color I put on is a true color. And I'm going to use a lip liner from Bobbi Brown, and this is in beige. Alright, so I'm going to use the color Pink Plaid right here. This is from MAC. So we got something lighter going on with the lips because there's so much going on with the eyes now. It's crazy. So next I'm going to take a gloss, and this is a Bobbi Brown gloss, and this is in the color Rose Gold. So that completes the looks. That sounds weird. That completes the looks, the 3-in-1 look, and it's a lot of fun. You could use the first couple during the day for pretty much anything, a special event or even to work. The first one is pretty, toned down. And then changing the lip color because the eyes get more dramatic just makes sense because you either want to have something going on with the eyes or the lips. You want something to be the main focus. You don't just want to look like a big disco ball. I really love this palette and I'm going to be creating more looks with it. There's a lot of colors in here that I haven't got to show you guys yet. So I will be sure to put a list of all the products that I used on my blog and a link to my blog below. If you haven't already checked out my website, it is face-to-facewithviolett.com. And on there you're going to find lots of tutorials and articles, tutorials, and you'll also find stuff on skin on there too. So I will be back really soon with some more looks with this palette. And thanks to everyone who's subscribed. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon.